All right, so we're concluding the chapter by talking about the development of trust and autonomy. So it's a really important area. Children are learning to trust and learning to develop a sense of autonomy in their own abilities. So some of us might have maybe forgotten about Erik Erikson, the theorist. We did go over him in the very early sections of the semester, but let's go back to Erikson's theory here. So he outlined stages across the lifetime, and each stage involves a conflict that the child must overcome to move forward with their development. And the manner of how they approach the conflict will, you know, impact their development in the future. That's what he proposes, at least. So in infancy and toddlerhood, Erikson proposed that children move through the first two stages. So the first stage, trust versus mistrust. This is said to occur between birth up until 1 year of age. And the infant here is determining whether the world is a safe place to explore or whether it's an unpredictable and threatening place. They're also determining whether people in the world are reliable, loving, and kind, or insensitive and hurtful. You can probably already see some parallels with the attachment patterns we previously discussed. So Erikson says that development could go one of two ways here, according to how the conflict is resolved. So if there is warm and responsive caregiving, it is said that the infant will develop a sense of trust, a long-term sense of trust. Whereas if there's unresponsive and disorganized caregiving, the infant develops mistrust of people and wariness about exploring the world. Next, we have autonomy versus shame and doubt, and this is said to occur between 1 to 3 years of age. At this point, the infant or toddler or early childhood or kid at this point, but it's said that they're developing a sense of confidence in their abilities as an individual. So are they competent in solving problems and accomplishing tasks on their own, or not competent? It's kind of the conflict or challenge here. So this is a period of self-assertion. They want to do things themselves, and they'll often resist assistance or control from another. They're really testing their own capabilities here, or that's what they want to do. So according to Erikson, development could go one of two ways again. So if a parent structures the environment to allow for the child to initiate and master tasks on their own, so offering that freedom, it's said that they will develop confidence in their abilities and seek challenges down the road and long term. Whereas if the parents are maybe overly controlling and don't create contexts where the child can demonstrate competence, maybe they, to make things easier, they just take things over for the child. That could be one way that this manifests. But it's said that they will develop a sense of doubt and shame. So they're less likely to be confident in their abilities and tackle challenges down the road. So that covers it. Trust and autonomy, a really important part of these early years, according to Erikson. So that concludes chapter 6. Congratulations, everybody, you made it. It was kind of a dense chapter, I know. The next we'll head into chapter 7, language development, and that's kind of the segue between infancy and toddlerhood and early childhood. And then that's where we'll end up next, talking about early childhood. So that's where we're headed. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in the next module. Take care, everybody.